Attorney Bruce McCain is a former captain with the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office. He joins us, as he has many times in the past over the last 3 months. How are you doing this morning?
Fine, Harry. Thank you.
Let's talk about this a little bit. This notion of, they basically say, we don't have the money to continue this investigation the way we have. We would like to have this multi-force, this sort of combined effort to be able to go forward. What's the likelihood they'll get what they're asking for?
Well, what's strange about this, Harry, is that they've already had a task force in place of many jurisdictions. The big issue, even though the sheriff says this is not being scaled back, the fact is when you're the lead agency and you're now paring back to where you're only going to be 30% of a task force, there's no other way to describe that than scaling back. The real problem here is that he's now going to try to shift up to 70% of the cost of this investigation to smaller cities and jurisdictions that have nothing to do with the Kyron case jurisdictionally. That's going to be a tough sell, unfortunately. Right. So by default, this is going to be his case whether he likes it or not.
Yeah. There really is still no suspect, per se, in this case, correct?
No, that's absolutely correct, and that's part of the frustration here. So you've got $1 million of tax dollars spent already with no suspect, no person of interest, and frankly, not even an identifiable crime, which continues to frustrate everyone. So at that point, this is going to be a tough sell to some of these other jurisdictions to pick up the tab for this investigation.
And the sheriff says this is not going to become a cold case, or is not a cold case now. But there's certainly, you know, if it looks like it, if it sounds like it, you have no crime as you just described. Just in the immediate future and for the weeks and months to come, unless there's a body found, unless there's a crime scene, unless somebody comes forward, what happens here?
Well, Harry, I think the person who was most conspicuous by his absence yesterday was the district attorney, who's actually driving this process. He was not part of this conference. In fact, he had told the media earlier that this is not a slam dunk. There's nobody with a smoking gun. He's looking at this as a long haul case. And for district attorneys, of course, that means potentially years. So this actually could turn to a cold case without any break coming up soon.
Wow. From all of your experience, having served in the sheriff's office, as experience as an attorney, what would be a break in a case like this? I mean, this is unique on its own level, but in these long-term cases, what usually has to happen for a break to transpire?
Well, it's going to be one of two things, Harry. It's either going to be somebody who actually knows what happens to Kyron, not somebody calling up a tip line and actually knows, or what often happens in a case, especially in a case like Oregon, where you end up having a hiker or a hunter or somebody stumbling across physical evidence a year later. That's happened more than once in this state, given its geographical description here.
That's a tough reality out there. Bruce McCain, thank you so much. Appreciate your expertise. Really do appreciate it.
All right, Harry.
All right.